A welding school versus a welding college. Hello, family. My name is Joe Brown, aka Black Feniks, and I'm the owner of HogOn Welding and the founder of HogOn University. And today I wanted to actually shine just a little light on that because I had a few people inbox me and ask me a few questions about the difference of should they go into a school or a boutique or should they go to college. It actually all depends on what you are trying to do. The big difference is if you're going to welding classes, you will actually get some better hands-on experience. It actually dives directly into welding and directly into what you're trying to learn. Most colleges, when you go to a college welding program, you don't start welding from the initiation. Normally you get book material. Normally you get certain things you have to bring to class. Normally it's a class setting first and then. So they give you more information about welding versus than the hands-on experience off top. I have heard some students that have been in the welding program in college say, oh, it took me about 3 months or 4 months before I actually started welding. And then they was like, I had so much invested in that time that when I started, then I was like, man, maybe this wasn't what I wanted to do. Or maybe, I should have started sooner so that way I can start making some money. The good thing about welding classes is you can actually start making an income. When you get a welding class, especially from someone who's a seasoned welder, or you're going to a boutique, or you're taking some type of program to get certified, or you're taking some type of program just to get a certificate. A lot of people think that once you go to welding classes, that they need to be certified. They want to be, they get this man, I want to be certified. I bring this paper up and say that I'm certified. And I understand that, but the concept is backwards. You don't have to be certified, so to speak, being a welder. You have to know the skill as a welder. You have to know the technique and how to actually perform it, because normally if you're looking for employment, most people are looking for employment and not trying to start their LLC and their independent businesses, so they're looking for employment. And if you're looking for employment, most employers will certify you on the job. They will even, you can show them the paper. Hey man, I went to school 2 years. And they'll still tell you, hey, go in there and get in the booth. In the same booth of the guy who just got tied 2 weeks at a welding class. You're gonna have to jump in the booth with him, show him what you got, and y'all probably gonna get started off at the same amount. And if he's good, it all depends on, normally they have a base amount where it don't matter if you pass the test, everybody starts off at a certain amount. And then sometimes certain jobs have it, if you're doing a lot better on the test and they can see you do a lot better, they might pay you more because they might have a finishing section, and they might have a strict area where they're just building parts, and the welds don't have to be real cosmetically perfect or real pretty, but they got to be solid welds. So I think that the main concept is we have to know what we want and know how we want to invest our money. And honestly, if you're trying to get started, if you're trying to see if welding is for you, if you're trying to see what career you want to jump in, a welding class could actually save you a lot of money. It could actually get you straight into it and get your hands wet. So it all depends on what you're trying to do. Now, college is more of a long time source if you're trying to jump into the management of welding, working for someone else. It's always, to me, high schools promote how to work for someone else. If you think of it's always, if you're this smart, you can get this job. If you're not that smart, you can get that job, but we got a job for you. So you got to think. So if most people think in employment, don't get caught up in the certifications. That's one thing I love about welding, because I know welders who can't read and write, and they're making excellent money. I know welders who never got a GED or never graduated high school, and they're making money. It doesn't have the same criteria as other trades, as other skills that might require them. As soon as you get there, they want to see this. A lot of times you're getting dirty, you're behind machinery, they want you to be good with your hands, and sometimes none of those things matters. Like, I have been on jobs and I have never been asked for my paperwork. Let me see it, let me see this. They might say, oh, we can take a copy of it, but we need you to go in here and take a test. Only times that my certifications has been needed, me having my welding license on me, is when I'm doing independent welding, when I'm using my company. If I got to go out and do some mobile welding, some companies require me, if I'm doing a subcontractor, they require me to have my AWS certs on me on the job site. If I'm welding for a bridge, I gotta have my certs on the bridge for welding on the bridge. If I'm doing structural welding on, I got to have my certs just in case someone walk up from OSHA and want to see. And I also have my OSHA 10. So honestly, those two things that you can get that you don't have to go to no college for. And most jobs I'll ask for them, if you're trying to be independent or if you're trying to start a business or get a job. You can get both of these things on your own by investing your own money. A lot of times we get caught up in people wanting to convince us how to better ourselves when it's time to go to a certain party or you're going to a certain event. When you go to the shopping centers or the malls, you never have to, they don't have to pull your leg to get you to spend money to look good. So I think it should be the same way when you're investing in yourself to get you some education, to change your career. You should be as eager to do the same thing, knowing you're going to get a great turnaround. I have a few students who is actually making now 40 plus K a year. And I actually taught them inside of my garage that I turned into an independent shop. So it doesn't matter where you get the education from. It's all about the skill set. Who is teaching you? I have over 20 years of experience, so I can teach you TIG welding, MIG welding, stick welding, flux core. There's 4 processes. So it all depends on what you want to do, field welding, shop welding. But there's a lot of different programs out there that can help you just like me, other independent places and companies and businesses and tutors that might can assist you. And a lot of times you can get some experience from someone that might have been on a job. You might be at a job that you're not welding, but it might be a seasoned welder there. Some of them might be willing to help you. Some of them, sometimes I've been on job sites where, they don't like the help because they feel like you might come through and try to take their job. So they don't want to give you no game because you might get the game and take their job. But I'm one person, I feel like I'm an OG, so to speak, that is willing to give you something that you don't have to return back to me and give me anything. So once you invest in yourself, this investment will take you anywhere you want to go. Welding has took me from the cotton fields family, from being on a farm in Vernon unit, from learning it at Vernon unit, from being on that farm, leaving that, going from South Carolina, going to Washington, so it was many places I have traveled just because I learned that skill. And it wasn't because of where I learned it at. It was because of the skill set and what I learned and the skills I possessed and mastered at that time. So it's all about what you want. And the one thing I can say, family, for the record, those who are hungry, those who really, really, really want it, those are the ones who really get it. Those are the ones who eat the most when it comes to welding. Those are the ones who get it quick. I got a student right now. Within 2 hours, he was laying nice beads. And we did a 6-hour section yesterday, and 1 hour was video. So we did a 5-hour work session, and we did an hour video session. And he told me during that session that, man, I'm glad I watched that video, because as I was welding, I was remembering what he said on this. And I'm like, okay, that's why it answered a lot of questions. So it's good to tie in. Some of us, we can read certain things and not really get it. But if we can watch it and we can get someone there and do hands-on, we can get it more. Everybody learn different. It doesn't mean you're slow. It doesn't mean you're illiterate. It just means that maybe, how they say in school, some people can be dyslexic. So we can learn different ways. And one thing I learned about welding, family, you can learn it from a shop. You can learn it from a garage. You can learn it from under a tree, from back of a truck. There's so many ways you can learn this and gain your independence. So I just wanted to say this. The main difference is, with a welding class, you can be able to get your independence faster. You can learn welding faster. You can actually get employment faster. When it comes to the welding college, it's more of a bigger investment, and it takes a longer span of time because they want to give you different things that maybe you probably won't need on the job, but this is how they do it. If you're trying to get a degree and go to school and be in the office, then I get it. But if you're trying to get your hands wet and you want to get some field experience and travel or some shop experience, finding you a good welding class in whatever state you are, whatever country you're in, wherever location, city, town, I think that'll be your best bet, and you can actually start making some money. So I would say this: Google the areas, see where you at, see where they're paying the welders the best at, and hey, that's where you need to go. If you say, man, you know what, I like this climate, I like this, I want to learn welding, I want to move there. It can happen, family. I did it. I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, family. I didn't know nobody, no friends, no families, no nothing. I ended up creating some nice money from my welding. I ended up traveling, and I ended up making that year, it was a little over 100K paid my taxes, bought an RV, got a truck, got a dually, got some more tools, a welder. I hit the road like the I hit the road like the I hit the road like the hillbillies. I was packed up, ready to go. You know what I mean? So I moved out there and I said, you know what? I'm gonna find my way. It's gonna make me or break me. And welding got me out there, family. I can most definitely say that. And I got it out the cotton field. I got it out of prison, and I was incarcerated from the age of 15 to the age of 26. So I know how it is, family. Anything is possible. There's nothing you can't do. But once you learn something, you know what I mean? We always used to say growing up, I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. I've learned that you know, coming up, that's a foolish statement. We want to be able to master something and jack everything else, family. And that's the difference between a welding class and a welding college. Y'all be blessed. Continue to prosper. Hog on.